The U.S. Supreme Court recently issued a landmark property rights decision to curb the impact fee excesses imposed by local governments. Impact fees are charged to developers to help defray the cost of growth in a community. The Supreme Court justices ruled that impact fees may be unconstitutional if builders and developers are forced to pay an unfair share of the cost of public projects. This ruling was supported by influential bodies like the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and major publications such as the LA Times. The Wall Street Journal's article entitled, "A Bad Day for Greedy Politicians at the Supreme Court," echoes the struggles faced by residents of Whitefish, Montana. In a town celebrated for its natural, beautiful surroundings, a dark reality emerges as Whitefish officials exploited impact fees to finance infrastructure projects. Led by the city manager, the council's actions were a calculated affront to property owners' rights. Whitefish has struggled with aging infrastructure for years, including its public utility systems. In 2018, city officials resorted to raising monthly water and wastewater fees. Whitefish utility bills now rank among the highest in the state of Montana. Having no evident expertise, the city manager apparently devised a plan to illegally finance these projects by inflating impact fees charged to residents wishing to improve their property. The City of Whitefish hired the FCS Group, a professional impact fee consultant, to calculate the city's maximum allowable water impact fee. The city manager, with no apparent expertise in impact fees, simply dismissed the FCS calculations and nearly quadrupled the water impact fees imposed on homeowners. These excessive fees imposed by the city manager demonstrated a lack of respect for professional expertise and disregard for basic ethical standards. In 2021, 2 Whitefish residents with backgrounds in accounting and data analysis uncovered serious flaws in the city's impact fee calculations. These include 1. Double counting home fixtures used to calculate impact fees. 2. Fabricating phantom public works projects to increase fees. 3. Adding millions of undocumented expenses to project costs. 4. Doctoring collection charts to bloat fees beyond legal limits. 5. Inflating consumer water demand used to compute impact fees. In a controversial example, the City of Whitefish included a solar array project in the calculation of its impact fees. This project, never approved by the City Council, was projected by the city manager to cost $4 million. As a result, each new homeowner was charged between $450 and $800 for this phantom project. Despite the City Council rejecting this project and it never being built, the city manager refused to issue refunds as required by law. Shockingly, the city manager continued to charge new homeowners for this non-existent phantom project. Combined, these problems resulted in the city overcharging unsuspecting Whitefish property owners millions of dollars in illegal fees. These concerned whistleblowers presented their findings in a report to the city manager and the Whitefish City Council, asking for an outside audit of the impact fees. Despite their efforts to bring these issues to light, they were met with ridicule and dismissed by certain council members.
I'm comfortable with not having an outside audit. Imperfections in our spreadsheets, and I'm perfectly fine with that. It's a figures don't lie and liars don't figure kind of statement, which I really don't care for.
The city manager simply trivialized these problems at the city council meeting, making numerous misrepresentations to conceal her errors. Undeterred, a group of property owners filed a class action lawsuit against the city, alleging violations of state laws and constitutional rights. The suit was based on the very report submitted to the city council by the whistleblowers. It was filed in federal court and sought to hold Whitefish officials accountable for their actions. However, rather than acknowledge wrongdoing, city officials vehemently denied any culpability, resorting to blame shifting and deflection. After a prolonged legal battle spanning 2 years, the city and its consultant ultimately agreed to a substantial settlement of $1.4 million to resolve the class action lawsuit. This hefty sum helped Whitefish officials sidestep a potentially embarrassing trial that would have laid bare the questionable practices of city officials. This settlement wasn't just a financial transaction. It represented a victory for nearly 450 Whitefish property owners, including developers of vital affordable housing projects. It also vindicated the efforts of the whistleblowers who stepped forward to expose the truth about the city's excessive impact fees. However, the city's response to these revelations is telling. Instead of addressing the legitimate concerns raised by the whistleblowers, certain managers and politicians chose to downplay and dismiss them, exacerbating the situation. In doing so, they not only failed to uphold their duty to the community, but also denied property owners their legal and constitutional rights. This settlement should serve as a stark reminder of the ethical shortcomings of certain members of Whitefish's administration. It underscores the urgent need for greater transparency, accountability, and oversight from the City Council. The citizens of Whitefish deserve leaders who prioritize integrity and honesty, not those who seek to evade responsibility. Unfortunately, the story doesn't end here, and the impact fee abuses by the city didn't stop. In 2024, the city implemented new impact fees developed by their new consultant, Buys Inc., which are once again seriously flawed. Property owners are now being charged thousands of dollars each in excessive and illegal fees. Buys made grave errors when calculating the 2024 fees. Utilizing inconsistent and erroneous data supplied by Whitefish, Buys computed invalid water and sewer impact fees that surpassed legal limits. For example, Whitefish is charging impact fees to replace a small section of an aging sewer pipe. This piping only cost the city $400,000 to replace. Yet during the next 5 years, the city will collect over $4 million in fees by charging each new homeowner a staggering $3,345 just for this project. These exorbitant figures starkly highlight the flaws in Buys' fee calculations. These errors were meticulously detailed in a comprehensive report compiled by the whistleblowers. These excessive fees were either the result of gross negligence on the part of this consultant, or were intentionally crafted to overcharge hundreds of Whitefish property owners. The same whistleblowers presented an open letter to the council outlining the glaring errors in the consultant's impact fee report. Despite this warning, the City Council unanimously approved these inflated fees, disregarding the concerns raised. Subsequently, the mayor and several council members authored an op-ed vilifying one of the whistleblowers, portraying him as the antagonist in an attempt to suppress his voice in the local media. Since the outset, the whistleblower's sole request to the council has been for an independent and impartial review of the excessive fees imposed on residents. These requests are grounded in years of experience in finance and data analysis. Yet, Whitefish politicians have twice dismissed these appeals, displaying disdain towards those challenging their actions and authority. As this saga unfolds, the whistleblowers remain committed to exposing the wrongful actions of these politicians through media outreach, engagement with state authorities, or potentially through new legal actions. This video will be updated as new developments unfold. For further updates or to get involved, please contact us as shown at the end of this video.
Hi, I'm Nicole, and if you found the issues raised in this video compelling, please watch our companion video, Whitefish Whitewash. This eye-opening video takes a close look at the lawsuit's misrepresentation by City Attorney Angela Jacobs. You can find the video at the following Vimeo link, or you can simply type Whitefish Whitewash into the YouTube search engine.
The problem of impact fees extends far beyond Whitefish. It's a pervasive issue faced by communities nationwide. Greedy politicians exploit their positions, leaving citizens to bear the burden of corruption. Now, as the truth emerges, citizens must demand accountability. City officials must answer for their blatant disregard for the law and ethics, tarnishing the very fabric of our democracy. Citizens have the power to hold them accountable through their votes and their voices. Let Whitefish serve as a warning, a cautionary tale of the dangers of unchecked power and greed. The whole art of government consists in the art of being honest, a famous Thomas Jefferson quote that certainly applies here. Together, citizens must stand up to corruption, united in the pursuit of fair and honest governance. The individuals challenging the city are Paul Gilman and Bill Berg, and both live in Whitefish. Both are former military officers who have extensive professional experience in finance and data processing. Neither are plaintiffs in the class action lawsuit, nor are they realizing any financial gain from their actions. They are simply seeking honest governance in Montana. For further information or comments about this video, please send an email accordingly. And thank you for watching.